2012 Chevy Colorado, also applies to GMC Canyon and Chevy Trailblazer with the 4-cylinder, 5-cylinder, or 6-cylinder. This one is a 2012 Chevy Colorado, check engine light diagnostic. We've got oxygen sensor codes and secondary air codes. Oxygen sensor codes for both the upstream and downstream heater circuits, as well as oxygen sensor performance. We've got secondary air codes for incorrect airflow detected, secondary air solenoid circuit. Right here I'm going to use the Thinkcar 689BT that they sent me. I'm going to command the air pump on. The air pump does run, so we're good there. I'm going to back out and command the solenoid on, and when I did this earlier the solenoid did not activate, so I've got the test light ready to go. I've got the test light probed on the secondary air solenoid circuits there, those two terminals as shown. When I command it on, nothing happens, the test light does not light. So we've got a circuit fault. Those are the terminals I'm probed in on. The pink wire is power from the fuse and the black wire is ground at all times. I've got the wiring schematic here. So the secondary air pump relay, when activated, sends power to the pump. We know the pump works, and right here we've got the air pump relay that sends power to the solenoid. So the solenoid does not activate when commanded on. That's where I'm going to focus my efforts. So this is the secondary air solenoid, and that's the connector. I've got the probe on the ground circuit of the solenoid. So when I touch the other end of the test light to the O2 sensor fuse, that's the fuse that was on the wiring schematic, I'm going to test the fuse and the ground at the same time. So I'm touching one side of the fuse, the light is lit, that indicates the ground is okay. I'm also going to touch the other side of the fuse and verify the fuse itself is okay. So the light lights off of both sides of the fuse, the ground on that circuit is okay, and the fuse is okay. Now back here on the schematic, we've got the pink wire there that goes into the relay from the O2 sensor fuse, and on that schematic it says fuse block secondary air. So this is the secondary air fuse block where you're going to find that main fuse, the maxi fuse, as well as the secondary air relay to the solenoid. And I'm going to flip it over and show you that the terminals are numbered. The numbers on the terminals are going to correspond to the numbers on the schematic, so we need to test for power at terminal 30 and terminal 86. Okay, so the terminal 30 and terminal 86, those are the ones closest to that little lock tab. I'm just going to quickly touch the test light to all four terminals. We should have power at least two of them. As you can see, I do not have power at the relay to terminal 30 or 86, neither the other two terminals. What I decided to do was I was going to trace the wiring harness from that relay block, the secondary air fuse block. I traced the wiring harness and it runs up over the top of the engine. So the harness runs up over the top of the engine over here to the fuse block, and then I found the suspect still at the scene of the crime, and I found a pink wire chewed. So my O2 sensor fuse is okay, yet I have no power getting to the relay block. So here's that schematic again, O2 sensor fuse. Remember, we've also got oxygen sensor codes. Do you see anything in common here? The oxygen sensors also receive power from that same O2 sensor fuse, and the pink wire is the one that we're finding chewed. So I really suspect that the chewed wiring is the cause of both of our problems. And I'm going to reinstall the secondary air fuse block where it mounts, because at this point I feel like I can reassemble the fuse block back where it goes, put the relay back in. I'm also going to reconnect the secondary air solenoid, because at this point I know that I need to make a wiring repair. Also, let's visually inspect the oxygen sensors. The oxygen sensors to me appear to be the original sensors. This truck has about 150,000 miles on it, maybe more. So just by age and mileage, the oxygen sensors should probably be replaced. But if I was to replace those oxygen sensors, it would not have fixed the vehicle because of the harness problem. So I've disconnected the negative battery terminal. I've removed the underhood fuse block. There's a better view of that chewed wire. And there's the suspect that has caused all this, I believe. I'm going to pull that out of there. Looks like it's a Douglas squirrel. Okay, so be careful to not to breathe something like that in. I was holding my breath, and also going to pull out the rest of the debris there. Okay, so I've removed the back cover off of that fuse block connector, and I've cut back some of the tape so I can inspect all of the wires. And it looks like there's only the one pink wire chewed, so that's what I'm going to be repairing. I've repaired the pink wire here with a shrinking butt splice. So you crimp it on and then you apply heat to shrink it down, and look at the glue seeping out of both ends of that. So you want to make sure that the glue seeps out all the way around the wires on both ends. Make sure that is a good watertight connection. Afterwards, I just wrapped it up with some woven polyester anti-abrasion electrical tape. It's also high temperature rated. So reassembled the underhood fuse block connector and wrapped the harness back up with tape, some more of that woven polyester tape. So reconnected that harness connector there. I'm going to reposition the underhood fuse block connector back in place so I can install that fuse panel. These two connectors you need to have connected onto the bottom of the fuse panel before you install it. Underhood fuse block is back in position. As shown, those two connectors need to be connected first. Also, you need to make sure that that harness does not get pinched. There's a cutout for it to fit down in there. So after reassembling and reinstalling the underhood fuse block, I'm going to clean the negative battery terminal. I recommend cleaning battery terminals every time you have them off. After the repair, no codes have returned. Let's do the function test on the secondary air solenoid and verify that it is now working. I'm now commanding the secondary air solenoid on and off with the scan tool. I can now hear it clicking and activating. Previously, it would do nothing. So the wiring harness repair has solved the problem. That's going to be it for this diagnostic. 2012 Chevy Colorado check engine light diagnostic. Ended up finding oxygen sensor codes and secondary air codes. So the solenoid over there was not operational. The fuse over here was okay. I checked for power at the relay and found no power at the relay. I did also recommend replacing both of these oxygen sensors due to age and miles, but that's going to be it for this one. So thank you for watching.